Crypto is on the rise, making that dough.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to TA with Tordess. It has been, I think over a month since we last checked in. It's been crazy schedules and crazy markets, but good to be back here with the CEO and founder of Tordess and our resident TA guru, Roche. Roche calling from a remote location around the world. He's off on a little R&R, a little holiday. So thanks for taking the time to join us, Roche. How you guys been?
I'm good. I'm good. The market isn't perfect, but we are still surviving and still doing well. How you doing?
Good, man. Very
I'm
good.
doing well. Yeah, I'm
So
here
where
in the
exactly are
desert.
you? Where exactly?
So I'm in the desert. It's called the Kalahari. It's actually the place where they test all the supercars, where they test their max speeds and stuff. Yeah. So it's on the border of Botswana, which is another country, and then we're close to Namibia as well. Yeah, probably one of the nicest places in South Africa. Very unknown to people, but I mean, man, I prefer it to Cape Town, all those places because it's just less touristy. It's really, really good. Everyone's friendly. Best meat in the country. It's very cold though. I mean, it doesn't look like it's cold because I'm wearing, but in the mornings it's freezing. Yeah, everything's frozen. Beautiful place.
You were showing us your barbecue setup. Looks pretty serious, man.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good
Right
stuff.
on, right
Yeah.
on. Well, thanks for joining us again, guys. I know we've been wanting to get back on here. Everybody's had some pretty crazy schedules. There's been some conferences going on, but good to be back here with you guys. And for all the people tuning in, if it's your first time seeing us, this is the segment where we have been doing since I think like October, November last year. But we try to go through, and if you go back and watch a lot of the earlier episodes, it's very TA focused, teaching you different charts, different patterns, different tools, different techniques you can use. And I think today we're going to give you an update on Tordess. Tordess, if you're unfamiliar, is the leading prop trading firm in Web3. A lot of different DeFi elements from TradFi have come in and become DeFi. A lot of different trading techniques. Prop trading is one of the few that hasn't yet been cloned in Web3 until Tordess. And they are partnered with more than, I think, any other prop trading firm out there in terms of live pairs available. So prop trading, for those of you that are not familiar, essentially you get to trade with other people's money. I know it sounds too good to be true, but it's 100% real. It's very popular in TradFi and in Forex trading. With the Tordess platform, you can go on and qualify. They have different tiers, but I guess Shay can tell you a little bit more about the tiers and stuff. But essentially, go on there, get qualified, and get up to $100,000 in funding to trade on the platform where you keep 90% of the profits that you make.
Yes, and don't forget that we do have a free monthly competitions where the top performer every month we get a free $10,000 funded account. Last month we had a guy somewhere from I cannot remember the name, but we have a monthly winner over there and a few thousand people trading on the free monthly competition. It is something that you can try and test our platform before we actually purchase. You actually purchase the challenge and try to get qualified to a bigger funding package.
Absolutely. Most of the time when you hear something in crypto sounds too good to be true, it is. This is one of those exceptions to that rule. Prop trading is exactly what it sounds like. Obviously, you have to qualify. You can't just, they're not just going to give you the funds to anybody, but if you're qualified as a trader on their platform, like I said, up to $100,000. They have different levels. You can start out with as little as like a 5K challenge to get $5,000 in funding, and then work your way up as you continue to get better and practice. And those trading competitions are a great way to take the skills that you learn here on the TA school and put them to work. So, but yeah, what are some updates on Tordess? I know we've been working with you guys for quite a while. The markets have been tough. If you're in crypto, you're part of the pre-sale markets, IDOs, and things like that. They've been really slow and tough the last almost year and a half, almost 2 years now. So a lot of projects waiting for the right timing in the markets to finish up their fundraising and launch, which we can all appreciate as investors. Want to make sure they do it, get out there and do it right. But the platform itself is live and running. But yeah, give us some. It's been about a month. What's the latest with Tordess?
Yeah, so if you follow us, you probably know that we had a pre-sales last month with a launch pad called Alphamite. We did complete it successfully in the second week of May. It has been over a month. We did raise some amounts over there. So to date, Tordess has raised over $300,000 from different investors and launch pads, and that should give us enough money to cover the platform and keep acquiring, building our position as one of the top crypto prop firm right now. We are still looking for the right time to conduct our token generation event. Everything is ready, just waiting for the market. We have Bitcoin crossing over $100,000, which we was expecting from our previous podcast. I think Roche was pretty right on that. But the altcoin market is still quite bad right now. So a lot of we monitor launches from February till now, and we noticed that a lot of launches wasn't didn't perform really well. So we are closely monitoring all the launches and deciding when is the best time for TG. So far, I think we have mentioned this over a few times already, but we have received listing offer from Gate and Maxi, among with others. So things are being prepared in the right way. Hopefully, we are looking forward for TG if markets allow us to do so by early Q3 this year. But crossing fingers for that.
Fantastic. Yeah, we're all looking forward to hearing some positive news overall in the markets, but markets should lead into better pre-sale markets and hopefully a better environment for you guys to get launched.
Yeah, I think last time we do have a small guess between three of us on who predict the right BTC price. I think I'm not sure whether Roche or Nathan were you the right one to predict that. I think last time when we did that, it was like below 100,000,
I don't remember what was the time frame we were trying to guess on.
like 1 or 2 weeks.
This
or
week
something.
it was 2 weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks, and that was what 5 weeks ago. So,
Yeah.
well, I think it.
Yeah. I think we were close.
Yeah, we were pretty close there, and I think obviously went up to new all-time highs there, so exceeded all our expectations. But
Yeah.
now coming back down, settling in a little bit here.
I think if you look at the market, I think there will be no altcoin market if Ethereum doesn't break out above $3,000. I think it's just, it's the biggest investment. I'm not saying it's the best. I think Ethereum's absolutely horrible. I do personally believe that Ethereum is horrible. People can take me to the flames, but I'm okay with that. But I just think if Ethereum doesn't break out, we won't see anything, and it needs to. So, yeah. I mean, the money market is big, man. So normally BTC follows that, but Bitcoin's now it's a coin of its own now. It's not Ethereum is now what Bitcoin was before. Personally, I believe that. I just think with Ethereum, with all the what do we call it, with all the institutional investments, it's not predicting the altcoin market anymore. It's Ethereum, and then everything else follows that.
Yeah,
I don't know what you guys think about that.
I'm trying to get the Trading View live charts up here and having a little trouble getting it to fit in the window properly here. So maybe I'll flip over to CoinGecko. We won't get as live of a look, but
yeah.
Okay, so we have been talking to a lot of industries players with potential partners and partners in the market, and there are some views. We recently hear that there may be a prolonged bull market. It may not be. We may not even see the top in 2025. We may even have a bit longer until 2026. I'm not very sure about that. What do you guys think about that? What's your view in the market?
I'm starting
We're seeing a bull market right now.
I know we've talked all the time in the past couple cycles about we're going to get the super cycle this time. To me, it actually looks like it's lining up to be possible. If you look at any sort of the news, it's nothing but bullish adoption for not only Bitcoin now. We started out, we see tons of stories. Every single company out there, major TradFi company out there, it's every single day there's 2 or 3 companies that announce some sort of Bitcoin strategy, whether they're taking the micro strategy approach, whether they're just buying spot. Cardano earlier this week announced they're taking $1 billion of their treasury to buy Bitcoin so they can earn yield on that and then use that to buy back Cardano. There's just all sorts of companies and nation states coming out for Bitcoin. We've also seen the creation of the Ethereum strategic reserve. Now you have multiple companies taking the same MicroStrategy approach with Ethereum. And then in the last 2 weeks here, we've seen that with BitTensor, which is like one of the leading AI projects. And now this week with Hyperliquid. So I'm starting to, with this much institutional adoption, we still have like retails at cycle lows in terms of retail engagement and retail, Google searchers and Google Trends and stuff like that. So I think this is the alt season, the rest of this, Bitcoin cycle for this season, however long it lasts. I think the 4-year pattern is broken. I don't know to what extent. But we've already seen many things this cycle that we haven't seen previously that don't go along with the 4-year cycle. So I still do think we're gonna see an extended bull market. A lot of it right now, everything outside of you know, the conflicts going on. It's really these wars that are have the markets very spooked. You know, eventually, hopefully we can get these wars resolved very quickly and peacefully. Not just for the market's sake, obviously for, you know, the human live aspect is the most important. But when that settles down, there's really not much holding back the markets. In my opinion, they're going to cut rates probably July, August, September. They're going to start printing money again. They have to start printing money again. And with this much institutional involvement, I think we're set up to really see things fly. Ethereum, I think you're right, Roche. Ethereum's definitely holding back the alt season. But, you know, if this institutional adoption of major alts, like we're starting to see with, you know, the Ethereum Strategic Reserve, BitTensor, Hyperliquid, you know, a lot of companies coming in and buying tens of millions of dollars at a clip of these top alts, you know, we could see an institutional driven altcoin season this year. It's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
But right now it's a little crazy. It's looking like we're going to get a further retrace on Bitcoin here.
May I say something?
Go for it, bro.
You know, I think that, you know, we are technically by the media, not that I really believe in them, but we're technically on the scale of World War III, right? But BTC didn't even break down 100. 10th of May, we were last on, what was that? Yeah, that's when we broke 98K. And we had Iran and Israel attacking one another, and yet we're still sitting at 106. So that should tell you that it's extremely positive, and it will be parabolic, and it will be so short. The crash will, obviously it will be great. We know with all this money pumping in, right? But the crash will be substantial, and that's great because then we will be out. We should be. You know, for traders, it's great because traders make money when things go up and down. That's the one thing that I actually spoke to a guy this morning. He's a young kid, right? He's maybe 22, and I'm seeing him trading Forex, and I'm like, he's massive, man. He's like putting in 40%, right, of his trade. And I'm like, no, man, look, come on. The goal is to survive as long as possible. It's always the goal. That's why you risk 1 or 2%, max 5%. You risk 5% if you're rich, you know? And he asked me why. And I was like, because the goal is to survive for as long as possible. Because the longer you survive, the bigger chance you have to be a successful trader. And I just think people are like, if you look at the market here, right, it's at 106 in the midst of World War III per se, right?
Right, the FUD.
So we are extremely fine. We're extremely okay, right? It's either that or we have a global recession on the rise. It's one of the two. So we never know. No one knows. No one knows. There we go. Look at that. Look at it. We're at 106. We're at 106K. 15.8. But they're dropping bombs, attacking nuclear centers. Like, come on. People should see what's going on, you know? They're actually breaking the Iron Dome in Israel by attacking Tel Aviv, right? And still, it's fine. I mean, I'm not saying the war's fine. That's absolutely atrocious. I don't care who's dying. You know, I don't think people should die. I think a war's horrible. But from a monetary, you know, perspective, we're doing very fine with BTC.
Yeah, even if we drop below 100,000, if we go into the 90s or even the high 80s, you know, like I hear some people predicting, you know, you make a good point. Like this is with everything that's going on, it's amazing that you know all the markets haven't collapsed under what's going on, and I think that just shows how much momentum and how much pressure there is behind the markets right now. That when we do get things calmed down, things are absolutely set to rip. Yeah.
No, it will be, and that's why I think we won't have a prolonged bull market, because if this shit stops now, right, where are we in June still? We haven't even hit July yet. Let's say they start peace agreements in July, right? October, boom, 150s, 170s. I think 150 max. I just think people don't realize how much it needs to go from 110 to 150 because everyone is chasing the gains. Like going up 40K is massive, man. That's a from here, that's a what 34% gain. So then by October,
Bitcoin normally does that in a month, in less than a month historically.
Yes. So exactly. So if that's in October, November we're sitting at peak bull in alts, right? Once E flips BTC, you know, and we're not flip, but I mean on the tracement, right?
Right.
Yeah, by December you'll probably be rich, and by February you'll probably be broke. That's just
make sure to take profits.
I mean, history repeats itself always. People tend to not, you know, zoom out and just watch. COVID was a different time because, man, there were winners and losers in COVID. We're not having that again. It's funny that there's always, you know, 4 years nothing happens, and then boom, we have all these events, and it's happening now again, and people are not seeing it. It's the exact same thing. It's good for BTC. Very good.
One of my favorite sayings about investing is, millionaires are made in the bear markets. For
Yeah.
anybody that invested in the bear market this cycle, yeah, with Bitcoin was at 15, 20, 30K. They don't care about a dip from 110 to 100. Like they're already up so
Nah,
much.
they
So,
don't.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
yeah, so that's a good lesson to learn. If you're getting in now or if you're in right now, make sure to take some profits, and you can't get lazy during the bear market. The bear market's when you really have to go to work,
No.
find good entries on stuff, and
Yeah.
and patience.
Yeah. Go work at McDonald's, get your money, invest. It's fine. Invest 10% of your salary into something that you believe in, and you're fine. Because that's the thing. Everyone believes that they're right. It's just human nature. It's human psychology. You do 10% of your salary into BTC, even, well, now would be a really horrible time. But let's say in the new bear market, right? You're going to 3 exit, 4 exit, and then you're fine. And then you just keep it. And you do the same. And you just wash it. And you do it for your children. You do it for your grandchildren. It's that simple. The thing is that the problem of crypto is that it controls people's lives. I mean, I'm talking about myself. Like, it took me 2 years to recover from the previous bull run. I'm serious. Not monetarily, mentally. And it was almost too late. Luckily, I saw the lights, but I think it's a thing that people don't realize. It's like they get so caught up and then they get left behind because, the world moves on.
Well, you're 100% right. It's a mentally trading and being crypto in general is challenging. It's a good point. You're
Yeah.
taking some R&R right now. It's something good for
Yeah.
everybody. Got to get out. We always say, go touch grass or go to the gym.
Yes.
Do something to
Yeah,
get
look
your
at the
head
grass.
clear.
There's the grass. There's the grass. Exactly. No, it's true, man. It's true, and that's the thing about trading. Trading is constant, but it's also good to take a break from trading. And I had this conversation with this kid this morning, and I was like, because I told him about Tordess, of course, I always tell people, right? So I told him the first goal about the competition is to trade against yourself and see how long you can survive. And the second goal is to win the competition. Guess what, man? You're not going to win the competition if you're not trading against yourself. And he was like, ah. And I was like, yeah, your first goal is to improve and be profitable on the competition. And your second goal is to win the competition. It can't be the other way around. Everyone wants to be rich, but no one wants to put in the risk and the work and the effort and the time,
Yeah, crypto's one of those.
It's
you're going to get rich overnight after 10 years of working.
exactly. And it's because of the influencer lifestyle, right? It was Weight Watchers in the 90s and Tupperware, and now it's influencers, right? So yeah, man, it's almost like your biggest enemy is always yourself. And I don't think people realize that because they want to blame other people for their failures. Where in fact it's you as the individual.
Got to take
You can't tell me that trading doesn't work, because if you look at the chart, Bitcoin's chart's only there because of trading. It's literally people that trade, people that buy and sell. That's what the price goes up and down. So trading definitely works. It's the same with Forex. It's the same with everything else, commodities. Trading works because you have proof, right? But then when people fail and they don't put in the work, or they have a setback, they go, oh yeah, no, it's BS. It's not BS. It's not.
Yeah,
it's just
totally.
constant stuff.
And I think that's a great lesson. Is I think one thing that where a lot of people get, they lose faith or they give up, comes from not being disciplined and not just in trading every day, but keeping records and making sure you're managing your risk. Like if you a lot of people that I know that give up, they get mad, it's because they had a big loss and they had too much money. They couldn't afford to lose what they lost. So because they're trying to like you said, get rich quick overnight instead of taking the long and leveling up 1% a day, bit by bit by bit. They think they gonna go up with 10x leverage and risk way more than they can afford, and then all of a sudden you get wrecked. Whereas if you have a small percentage of your your portfolio that you're trading at a time, you can handle those when you get wrecked like that, and it's as emotionally battering. So
exactly, man. Exactly. You have a better chance of going to the casino, honestly. If that's your mentality, just go to the casino and try your luck there. I mean, I'm a clear example, because I mean, this is my third bull run, right? The previous two wrecked me. They absolutely destroyed me, man. I can't even explain to you, like mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, right? And then this one, it's just so much better because it's now 8 years of experience, or 10 years, right? Or let's say 8, compared to 0.
yeah,
And then of course you get the mavericks, the outliers, people who I saw the guy. Is it what was it? Shib? I think it was Shib. The guy literally only made one trade in his life, and that's it. One trade, right? Bought it because his friend told him to buy it. Cashed out 3.8 mil. and he's never activated his account again. He took the USDT and that's it, done.
Good for
Oh,
him.
great, man. Great, man. Amazing. Unfortunately, that's the outlier. That's, that doesn't happen. It does happen, but we're not those guys.
Those stories are
yeah.
inspiring, but they're like you said, they're the exception. They're not
Yeah.
the rule. So don't come into this game thinking that's going to happen. Roche
Exactly.
is an example of what's more realistic. You're going to put in 8 years and become an expert at it, and then you're going to be able to make money.
The good thing is that Bitcoin is here to stay. Even if you start now, in 8 years' time, in 2033, I think Bitcoin will be hopefully 500,000 or 1 million per BTC.
Yeah.
Still
That's
at
true.
now. Yeah.
That's true, man. I agree.
Well, let's make.
By the way, I think
go ahead.
Roche made the chart. I think Roche prepared a chart that for BTC. Probably I want to hear some of your thought on how the market is moving right now.
Okay. Let's do that. Actually, I have the chart open here. I just can't share it because I'm on my tablet. But we can make new predictions.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Give me 1 sec to fix this chart here, and should be able to see. I don't know why I can't share trading view for some reason, but we got CoinGecko's chart here.
Sorry, I'm squinting. The roof is open and the sun's in my eyes.
No
You can't see it because the camera blocks it out. But and you can see how brown I am. It's surprised because it's winter, man. But then it's African sun, man. It just pounds you.
You're
People think Vietnam is hot, man.
real close to the
No,
equator there.
dude. Yeah, real close.
So
Okay.
for predictions, what's our time frame here that we're gonna predict for?
Let's
Are
do
we
2
seeing
weeks.
the 24 hours? Are we seeing the 24 hours?
Yeah, this is I'm not sure. This is a 7-day chart or a 1 month chart. Sorry.
Okay. Let's do 2 weeks because next week I'm in Namibia, another country, and there's no signal, zero. I'm going hunting, so yeah, I will be offline.
All right, 2
Yeah.
weeks time. Roche, you want to lead us off? Where are we going to be sitting?
Yes, 2 weeks time. I think we'll be around one. I'm gonna put it in here. Don't worry. I think we'll be around 111. That's what I believe. That will be the high. So let's do that. That's the high. So I think our high will be 211. Let me just So 211. I think that will be the high. I'm just gonna quickly give me a second. Yeah. So 211, and then the low will be. It's a strange one. Yeah. I think the low would be. Lowest will go 102. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a note for us on Telegram.
Perfect.
So, and I'll just put it in when we're done. Give me a second here. So,
Doug, you want to go next, or you want me to jump in?
I believe that it won't move much in the next 2 weeks because in the macro level, there's a lot of unpredictable things that can happen. That US may enter into war with Iran. It's not very positive for Bitcoin. It won't be able to cross the all-time high for now. So probably something 110 is a top, and it may touch 100,000 if something bad happens in the world. So for the next 2 weeks, I'm not very positive with the market yet. So somewhere between 100,000 to 110. That's my view.
okay, cool.
I'm short-term bearish. I think if we're not sitting at the highs for the next 2 weeks already, I think maybe over the weekend or early next week we might see like 107, 108. But then I think we're actually 2
Is that your high? Yeah,
That'd be my high. Yeah.
108. Okay. Yeah.
I actually think 2 weeks from now we're gonna be probably in the mid 90s. I'll say maybe 96K.
Okay. Cool. Great stuff. Send it through. Let's see what happens. It will be fun. Yeah, it will be fun.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Well, gents, thanks for joining me here today. I really appreciate it. It's been a minute. Thanks for everybody that tuned in. Enjoy the vacation. Enjoy the hunting trip. That sounds like an absolute blast. We'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll check out the charts, and we'll have some more TA ready for you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so you can hunt some animals in the next 2 weeks, but after that, you probably need to come back and hunt the highs and the lows of the
That's
charts.
right.
Yeah. That's true.
Gotta get back and
it's only lunch now. It's only lunch now, so it's a good time. We've still got the whole day. Yeah. Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Yeah. Take
Take care of
everybody.
yourselves. Yeah. Cheers.
Guys.
Bye.